We were thinking of what do we do this year? And there were a few ideas that were being thrown about. And then, while Priya, Sushma joined the discussion, we immediately jumped on Imaginarium. And Imaginarium it is. And that one word stuck, and we began to breed meaning into that word. That word began to live with us, and around us came about an aquarium. The fishes began to swim. Water began to flow, and suddenly we had another world in which we could see ourselves. If you look at your fish bowl in front of you, does everyone here have a fish bowl? I need to be able to move my slides. So welcome to this lovely Imaginarium. Look at the fish bowl in front of you. What do you see? I see an entire world of algae there. I see a few rocks, pebbles. There's a little bit of shellfish out there that's trying to find a foothold. If you look beyond, you'll also see fish. They're beautiful fish, swimming alone, swimming in twos, sometimes a shoal. They're going in different directions, swimming around the pebbles and the rocks around there, and creating that beautiful scene. You look at those fish, they're small, they're beautiful, they're different. Each one is different. Each one more beautiful than the other. And if you look at this fish more closely, you'll see different breeds, different species, and there are big fish and there are small fish. That's the world looking at all of us. What do we create? Think of those fish as our events. Welcome to the event industry. Right before you is the fish bowl in which all of us live in. That's our work. That's the wonderful work that we put together. The world from media, clients, the rest of the advertising world, the rest of the marketing industry sees us as this beautiful fish. All that we have for us really is a fish bowl. We function in that fish bowl, sometimes believing that it will grow. Sometimes believing that there is a larger fish bowl too. And every time there is a percentile growth, you say, oh, our event industry has grown. You look at the event industry, and you'll see fantastic work. You'll see work that is different, distinct, that we've created together, that we believed in together, and today we have a chance to celebrate that. We have a chance to celebrate that through the learnings that we shared today, and we have a chance to celebrate that in our EEMAGS Global Awards tonight. It's really an opportunity when you look at the fish bowl, look at not just your events, but look at the events of the entire industry. Look at the events of the entire industry, and you'll suddenly see there's a lot for us to celebrate. So right at the outset, let's give ourselves a huge round of applause. Because we are the fish in that fish bowl. We are the ones that need to be celebrated. Now, step into that fish bowl and become the fish. The event managers who are living in that fish bowl, who are looking at the world outside, and what do you see? You see small fish, you see big fish. And there are stories that the fish world will tell you. Whenever the big fish coming prowling around, all the small fish will tell each other and huddle in a corner and try and fight back that big fish. Same time, When the big fish are not looking, the small fish will go after them and nibble away in the hope that it will hurt the big fish enough for the big fish to fail. So there's that ecosystem that's building around us in which we live in. And that is that fish world. We can work together or we can work against each other. When you work together, this is what you'll see. A world that's beautiful. There's enough greenery. There's an environment that looks wondrous. It's an environment in which everyone can function. All fish can live. All fish have a place. There's a small pond, there's a big pond, there's a blue sky. It's perfection. Do you see yourself in this bowl? Can you see yourself in this bowl? Can you see yourself as a small fish, big fish, medium-sized fish, a beautiful fish? You do. Super. I do have a problem with the slide changer, but I guess we'll get there. Now, sitting in that fish bowl, swimming in that fish bowl, imagine the world outside. What do you see the world outside as? You see a world that is separated from us through a glass wall. You see a glass wall. You're perfect in your environment with water, oxygenated water, beautiful algae, rocks, everything perfect. And suddenly you step out and you see the world outside. And the world beckons you. It's a world of opportunity. It's a world that we've not explored. It's a world that we don't know of. We see from far, but are scared to step out because we may not have enough oxygen to live. We step out, we jump around, we wonder, no, I'll get back into my fish bowl. It's a comfortable room. It's perfect. How often do we want to challenge that? Try challenging that. Shatter the glass. Shatter the glass, the chances are the water will spill out. Chances are you're afraid we won't survive. Chances are, when you shatter that glass, it may have shattered into an aquarium. So from a fish bowl, you've gone into an aquarium. And you move from there, and there are stories. From an aquarium, you can jump into the ocean. And if you look at that ocean, however big your fish is, however big you really are very small. However big you are, when you look at that big ocean, you really are very small. And you realize, not just are you small, but you look at that ocean as an ocean of opportunities, an ocean of limitless possibilities. And it's an ocean waiting to be explored, be it as a scuba diver, be it as just shipping, trawling, do what you want. Our possibilities are limitless. Our experiences can be limitless. We can do, we can feel, we can create, we can do anything we damn well believe in. Are the challenges limitless? Of course. Of course the challenges are limitless. Whoever told you there were no challenges? You live in the fish bowl or you live in the ocean, the challenges are going to be there. The bigger the ocean, bigger the challenges. Greater is the opportunity. And that's really where we need to focus on. That's where we need to see tomorrow. In that ocean of opportunity, you'll see limitless success for all. You'll see a perfect ecosystem. You'll see perfection. You'll see opportunity. And when you work together, you'll see limitless success for all. In some ways, it's a time to collaborate. It's a time to coexist, co-learn, co-share, leap forward, and lead the way. What is our events industry? It's really an opportunity. It's probably one of the fastest growing segments of the media and advertising world, in the marketing world. It is the one industry that every advertising conglomerate across the world is looking at. How do I acquire? How do I strategize? How do I enter the space? How do I leapfrog into the space? When everything else changes, television may change to internet. Something else may change into print, will go into internet. Something will become an app. The world of touch and feel, real experiences, will always remain real, non-replaceable. And if we realize the power of events, the power of what we do, we really have limitless possibilities, unlimited opportunities, and tomorrow is ours. I'm delighted that at EEMA, we've learned how to coexist. We're still learning, but we've learned how to coexist. We've learned how to share and imagine, Emacs. A lot of what we do in EEMA is as a result of all of that. At EEMA, there have been lots of initiatives that have been taken by the leadership, be it in the space of single window clearances, be it in trying to set up EEMA standards in security, in fire safety, in different areas. Yesterday at the general body meeting, there was one very important initiative that EEMA embarked on. An initiative on gender equality and gender inequality to ensure that we never have an unequal playing field for women in our space. The events industry employs more women than men because we all believe in our women. And give ourselves a real round of applause here. There were 3 initiatives that were flagged off. One, and this is largely for those who were not there at the AGM and who are not platinum members of EEMA. The first one was about going home safe. Events requires to work till the wee hours of the morning, late night. So after 8 o'clock, it is going to become mandatory for EEMA companies. Rather, it's not going to become mandatory, it is mandatory for EEMA companies to provide safe transport to all women in the workplace. You could do it with Uber, Ola, have your own car, have a security guard travel with the women employee or colleague, but they must go home safe. We must know that they are safe. The second initiative is spelled as SHH. You say it correctly, it's SH. Harassment in the workplace. Now, it can be sexual, it can be non-sexual, and most often the harassment does not seem sexual, but harassment in the workplace. All EEMA companies, it's mandatory that we adapt the Vishaka Commission report and ensure that we've got committees to deal with sexual harassment in our own offices. And we're giving ourselves 3 weeks, maybe the maximum of a month, to put this in order across all EEMA companies. Importantly, in this 1 month, we will also set up a helpline for women across the event industry to call in both for help as well as for counseling in such cases, so that we as an industry are not just compliant, but we know that we care. And leading this initiative is Poonam Lal and Sushma Gaikwad and Raki Kankaria and every member of the National Executive Committee who are right behind this entire initiative to make sure that it reaches out to everybody and the world knows that in the events industry, women are equal. So really give everyone in EEMA and everyone in the events industry a huge round of applause. I'm going to request at this point all the women in the house to stand up. The ladies, the girls, the women. And now, guys, let's just give them a huge round of applause and say a big thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the Imaginarium. We have fish. We have fishmongers here. And we also have the fisher folk here. I'm going to end off with something that is very personal to me. And I'm glad that we have it. It's now owned by EEMA, just to tell you before I go there. My wife happens to be a poet, an author, and she's published a book called The Soulful Seeker, a collection of poems. And I conned her into writing a poem for us on the Imaginarium. So I'm going to share that before I exit. I think we require yeah. The Imaginarium. Ever wonder how a fish feels while swimming in a bowl? Does it have any aspirations and a longing in its soul? To move beyond its confines and swim in the big sea, explore the opportunities beyond, despite not knowing what they might be. Life is like an aquarium with glass walls around, tempting us to look outside and wonder what can be found. Ever wonder how a fish feels while swimming in a bowl? Does it have any aspirations and a longing in its soul? We must each collaborate, and even while we compete, let our imaginations soar to achieve that impossible feat. Think beyond the obvious and reach for the sky. Break through our own aquariums. It's tough, I cannot lie. Expand preset boundaries and create a new benchmark. It's time to push the envelope, expose that special spark. Ever wonder how a fish feels while swimming in a bowl? Does it have any aspirations and a longing in its soul? We each have our dreams and aspirations aplenty, but the glass walls around seem to signal no entry. And while the fish swims round and round, contemplating what to do, dear friends in EEMA, let's grab this opportunity. The world's waiting for you. So with this new hope, let's embark on a unique quest. Welcome to Imaginarium. Here, there's no time to rest. Welcome to the Imaginarium, a world of possibilities, unlimited challenges, and limitless dreams. Here, everything is possible. Thank you.